My first tackle of the season, baby. My first tackle of the season. Oh, I messed my pants up. Oh, well.
At 6'8", the Ravens' Calais Campbell stands out in a crowd.
Hey, that big as 93? Damn.
This is wild to be up here like this, dude.
But even more than his towering stature, it's his distinctive voice that sets him apart.
One more what you want to do. One more what you want to do. This is the best job in the world. This is the best job in the world.
Recently, we sat down with the baritone big man for our very first bi-coastal interview.
Calais, it's Carissa. Can you hear me?
I can.
Look at you. Has anyone ever said you remind them of Shaq?
Voice-wise, yeah, all the time.
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
You got that Shaq operator voice.
Yeah, you know, I mean, the deep voice has always been, it's been great for me in my life. You know, I mean, I'm married and my wife loves my voice.
Sure, you got that Barry White.
Exactly. I'm gonna take my helmet off, do a little TV time. Make sure my pretty face gets in.
Now, when did this voice happen? I mean, the obvious thing would be like, oh, puberty. But when did this voice happen?
Well, it's always been kind of deep, but it got a lot more deep. I think the best thing about him is he's a very smart guy. Everybody loves getting the sacks, making the big plays.
What was the change from yelling?
Yeah, it was early in my career. I used to try to get myself so hyped up that I would be screaming and yelling at the top of my lungs before the game. It's 2 dogs, 1 bone. One of us coming home with it. One of us safe. And literally, I would just lose my voice over and over again, and eventually, it just never came back, or it came back as this. Right here, right now. Right here, right now. I am proud of my voice because I did earn it. I earned it, but trying to be, trying to be the best I can be.
It's a voice that makes quarterbacks cringe. Beginning his career with the Cardinals in 2008, Campbell has amassed nearly 100 sacks and been selected to 5 Pro Bowls. In 2017, he joined the Jaguars, helping turn Jacksonville into Sacksonville. He recorded a team record 14.5 sacks.
Sacksonville is alive here. It gets the ball down, picked up by the Jaguars. Calais Campbell has scored on his former team.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as mayor of Jacksonville, Florida, do hereby recognize Jacksonville Jaguars defensive end Calais Campbell as mayor of Sacksonville.
Since I will never know what it's like to sack a quarterback in the NFL, explain it if you can.
I love doing it on the road when the whole crowd's against you. They're starting to get that little momentum going. Third down comes, the quarterback's looking back there trying to make a play. You beat your guy, put a quarterback on his back, and then hear that crowd go, ooh. That feeling of just knowing all your teammates are gonna celebrate with you, getting off the field, you get to do your little dance. I do my baseball swing.
What's the story behind the baseball swing?
Honestly, I was getting teased for not having to dance. I get too hyped and I was just jumping around, but I didn't do anything. And so I was trying different things. I couldn't think of anything great, so I was like, let me just pay homage. Growing up in Denver, I was a diehard Broncos fan. So seeing the Broncos win the Super Bowl and seeing Neil Smith, who was a big part of those 2 Super Bowls, he used to always do his baseball swing. So I was paying homage to Neil Smith because I couldn't think of anything on my own. 1, 2, 3 strikes out, Leo, game.
Another Bronco great had an even bigger impact on young Calais.
I met Troy Davis for the first time when I was 8, and then I met him again when I was like 14. But what it did for me is it took this mythological character that I saw on television and it made him real. I remember seeing him and thinking to myself, like, he looks just like my dad. He was just a regular guy who who worked really hard. And to me, like, that was everything because he took time and really spoke to me and talked to me and told me that you want to do this, you just put the work in. And I just remember thinking to myself, like, all right, if he can do it, then I can too, right?
You've been very open that it wasn't always easy, and that at one point in your life, I believe you spent 6 months in a homeless shelter.
Sometimes I didn't even realize that we were poor. We had everything we needed, and then sometimes it's like, okay, we're getting evicted. To me, the real currency in my family was we had, that family love. My dad was all about, family time, and making sure that we had that bond that was unbreakable. No matter what we went through, we could handle it as long as we stayed together.
Even during the worst of times, Calais' father, Charles, had a way of turning his children's transgressions into teachable moments.
Do you still have that essay your dad made you write?
My dad made me write a lot of essays, Every time you got in trouble, that was the thing, you had to write an essay and you had to really start understanding like, oh, this is not okay. I have to do better. This is why. I remember we were selling candy. I would sell it for a little extra because I was a good salesperson and I would keep the difference. And so I told my dad and he was so upset. He was so hurt because he was like, you want to lie, cheat, and steal, get over on people to be able to make a little extra dollars. He's like, you're not gonna amount to anything doing that. It's such a crucial moment because I've never been more sad in my life thinking back on that and just understanding that you can't cut corners. You have to do everything the right way. Have integrity about yourself and live up to the character that you want to be.
We want to wear this one though. We want to wear this ass whooping, and we're gonna see what we made of. It's just one game.
My father, who passed away when I was 17, he was a man that stood for something. High integrity, high character. And when I got to the NFL and I realized I had this platform to be able to do something, I wanted to instill those values, into the world around me. And I wanted to do it in my dad's honor.
Let's go, keep it going now, keep it going, keep it going now. There you go, keep it going now, keep it going.
There you go.
Nice.
There you go.
Good hustle.
There we go. I see you, there we go.
By creating the Charles Richard Campbell Foundation, also known as the CRC, Calais uses his deep voice to make a difference in the community.
Throughout Foundation, I try to do a lot. I give out scholarships and after-school programs and reading programs, financially helping homeless shelters, women who are dealing with domestic violence, anything that just, I feel in my heart, I just want to be able to help. Today, I came here to make sure all you guys had a very special Christmas, and I want to give you guys a nice shopping spree. Hope you guys enjoy. I think about when I was in a homeless shelter and how embarrassed I was and how sad you can get, but there was a lot of people who gave, and I just remember that feeling of just appreciation. When people are in need and I can help them in their time of need, that means everything to me.
As former recipients of the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award, we welcome Calais Campbell to join this elite fraternity.
My goal when I give back is to inspire people, to encourage people to believe that dreams are achievable if you put the work in.
If your dad could see you now, which I know he's watching over you, what would he say to you as you are about to embark on your 13th season?
The biggest thing he would say is don't be satisfied with what you've done so far and continue to leave a legacy that's bigger than sport. There's not a day that goes by that I don't wish that he was here, and I know he's proud of me.